What's going on, everyone? Welcome back into another AFK journey video. Today I wanted to talk about earlier team comps and stuff that you can use. Not necessarily the specific characters, but an overarching kind of style that you can build teams. I'll also go into a little bit of detail on some of the characters. We'll go ahead and use the glossary for that because we haven't unlocked everyone yet, and kind of show you why certain characters synergize together. With this stuff, it really helps you push past the earlier part of the game, especially if you're free to play. On this account, we've spent $0, so we've been clearing a lot of content that has been 10 levels to 15 levels higher than us just by strategizing with teams. So that's the biggest benefit by building good teams earlier on and kind of learning how to synergize your teams, is that you can clear content higher than you. I haven't attempted this one yet. Usually I'll lose one or two times before we get the right synergy, the right team and everything like that. So we'll kind of do that live in action, kind of showing what my process is from building a team. And then that way we can see the differences and stuff like that. So there's a couple different options. So first and foremost, obviously the main kind of style of team that you're going to want to build is usually going to be like one tank. You should have a support or a healer or something like that. For the supports right here, the reason that we are going with Rowan is just because I have more of the light bearers than I do any other kind of synergy for teams for the higher tier characters. We haven't gotten Ewan yet for the healer for the Wilder. So right now I use Rowan a lot, and then sometimes I'll throw in, where is he at? Here he is. Smokey and Mirky. I'll use them too. They're just a great overall healer whenever it comes to just AoE heals very quickly in the start of battle. But I feel like he kind of like phased out in a couple of fights where it's just not enough healing fast enough, because we need to make sure that we get an ult off on the tank to have more full sustainability on the team, especially with the tank like Lucius right here, where his ultimate provides all allies with a shield. So we want to make sure he stays alive long enough to at least get one ult off, or else he's useless. What is he tanking at that point? He's just taking a couple hits and dying. So the support is just as important as all the other pieces to the puzzle, because you want to make sure that support allows for your defender or tank to at least get one ult off. Usually in most of the challenges, besides like the weekly challenges and PvP and stuff like that, one ult is enough to allow for the rest of your team, and everyone has Ceccia. So basically you have a free tank summon that's AoE damage. Most of the time one ult is enough to allow her to get that out there. Pretty sure that everyone's using her on every team. That's kind of a given, especially if you're free to play, at least earlier on. So we have one tank, one support, and one damage dealer. Now this is where you can diversify depending on the scenario that you have. Here we have two very high combat power. This one is a tank, and this one is a warrior. This one's going to be a marksman. So this is the elite. We know this one has a huge health pool. The goal is to knock out this warrior probably faster than anything else, so we can just get that damage out of here. The marksman, because it is the elite, will take the longest time to get down, so we don't really have to main focus this. So in this scenario, the way that you would want to build a team is making sure that all of your damage dealers are focusing on a specific unit. So in some cases, it's good to have like two tanks, for example. So you can have two tanks right here. We have a support that will sit in the middle right here. And then because this is our main focus, we would want two damage dealers going off of this. Right now, we kind of have like a weird, synergy going on. So to be honest, I'd like to get a little bit more stats just with the bonus for something like this, for this kind of fight, because it gives you attack and HP. So we want to kind of get 4 of these going off. We want to see if we can get her to focus this warrior. No, she is not, because the warrior is not in the back line. But that may be our only option whenever it comes to getting the full synergy, because none of these other characters, well, you know what, we can try this. Where's she at? We'll get her on this side right here. So we were basically main focusing this side. We are about 1,200 under what the recommended is. We'll see if this does anything. There's certain situations where, for example, you would want to have one tank. You could do something like 2 supports for just like ultra sustainability. And then you would want to do like 2 DPS. So that way they can, usually when you do like this, it's DPSs that ramp, like their damage ramps the more ults and stuff that they do, because surviving longer allows them to just output more damage. With this kind of team comp that we're running right here, we don't really have anyone that's going to ramp. Her ult it doesn't get stronger every time she casts it. It just allows for that tank to get out there, which is great. We have that other tank, but she's not really getting any benefit, you know, for casting multiple times. I don't think any of these characters get any benefits that we have out right now to casting multiple times. Yeah, so hopefully we can get this character down. I'm pretty sure if we get her down like within the first 10, 15 seconds, we'll be good. This person shouldn't do that much damage on us. I wish there was a way to see statistically what the damage output is. But anyways, we'll try this out right here, and you can always adjust. That's the great thing, is that you can adjust once you've tried it 1 or 2 times. See our tank. Okay, got healed enough to get his ult off. He should be taking it out. We get Carlisle out there to get that. Everyone should become pretty healthy. Yes. Oh, he got taken down. See, that's a problem. He did not survive long enough. Well, you know what? Yeah. This Ranger does some crazy damage right there. Oh my God. Did we kill each other at the same time? Bro, it gave me the victory. That's freaking hilarious. So I was hoping that we would fail so that we could change up the team a little bit, but I guess that teamed work. And as you can see, the power level that I was using at that time, we were under the recommended. So let me go ahead and see if I can find another battle on the map so we can go ahead and look at that again and just see like the different styles. Okay, so they're 81. They're a little bit closer. That's a solo crucible. Back out of that bad boy. Let's get over here. Okay. So what we were running before was the 2 supports, 1 tank. See, this is another situation where that 1 tank is going to take so much damage unless we do something like this, where we kind of split the damage between them, which is also a good idea. I think, honestly, this is a better idea because they're stronger, obviously, in level. So whenever you put a tank in the situation of like having to rely on 2 healers, you know, give him health. Let's just try it right here. You'll see what I'm talking about. Here we don't need to have her. We don't really need that. So we'll just get a more higher DPS with that. And we should be good to go. But I'm pretty sure that they're just going to slaughter him. Oh, never mind. They weren't doing that much damage. That boy was tanking. He was out there. He was doing that thing. I was thinking with that situation, they just did no damage. But if they were a little bit higher level, which I've been, you know, pressing forward and stuff like that, they would take out the tank so quick that the healer wouldn't have a chance to do that. So in those certain situations, when you run into that, because you will, when you run into a situation where your tank is just dying so quick, try putting 2 tanks out there and putting them on the field to where you can see the targets are splitting between those 2, because it allows for those tanks to take less damage, which in return is logically enough time for the healer to get off their heals. Even here we had the 2 healers, 1 tank, and then the 2 DPS. And then that was obviously good enough to do that. So there's certain situations where you can do stuff like that. There's also certain situations where you can do 1 tank, 1 healer, and 3 DPS. Those are the ones that I would say is when your tank is at a probably even level or higher level than the rest of your resonance, and you're going against teams that are at your same level, if not maybe 5-6 levels higher, it will allow you to kind of get in that situation to where you can use 1 tank, 1 healer, and 3 DPS. And the DPS, you want to look at the enemies. Like if you're having trouble, read the field. And what I mean by reading the field is kind of like what I was doing with those enemies before. Let's go back to another one. We will pick up that item later. Where's this bad boy at? That is another tactical drill. I skipped those because they're too simple and they bore me. They made me fall asleep. No, I'm just playing. Okay, here we go. These bad boys is level 96. So they are relatively a lot stronger than me. Let's see if we even stand a chance with this. So we're going to go with the same team setup. Look at this difference. What was that? Basically 12,000 difference. Let's check it out. So maybe I can... I don't even think... I don't even think that having 2 of the tanks out there is going to make a difference. They might technically just be way too high and damage above me or something. I'm pretty positive. But let's try it out. Yeah, they're... Damn, this thing back here... Okay. Reading the field. We don't have to fight these. I just wanted to use this as an example anyways. But reading the field is looking at what the enemies do. So, for example, this one right here, forest creatures excel at dodging damage. That's annoying. That's just the faction trait that they have already. The ult is what's doing the damage. Throws 2 enemies further away to distant tiles using psychic power respectively, dealing 200% damage to the target and adjacent enemies. This dude is like a Syndra from League of Legends. That's hilarious. He picks someone up and chunks them. It legit just Syndra in a flower form. So in a situation like that, I would know that I don't want to stack people together. So I would want to spread my team a little bit better out. So that way if anyone got thrown, they're not hitting multiple people. Now we can look at everyone else. His ult right here teleports near the weakest enemy and initiates 3 strikes from behind. So that's basically most of the rogues. But this right here allows you to change your team up. So if we know, for example, this rogue right here, they're going to jump to the weakest enemy, then we want to make sure that we are in a situation to where we can kind of protect that weakest enemy. So we may not want to go with 2 DPS. We may want to go with something like this to where we are like just straight up spreading the damage out in a completely different way. I don't know if it's even possible to beat this, but let's just see the difference by spreading out some damage and getting some crowd control. If we even get any relevantly closer to, yeah, I just don't think it's even possible. She's not even gotten her ult off. But we survived a lot longer. I pointed to the screen like y'all could see that. I pointed to this up here. But we survived a lot longer, 7 seconds to be exact, from the one that we did before. So just changing up that synergy, tweaking it a little bit with what we were looking at, we survived a little bit longer. We almost took one of the characters down, whereas before we just got annihilated instantly. That's the thing with building teams. Now let's go ahead and look at the collections. This is what I wanted to do, kind of look over the heroes real quick so we don't make a very, very long video, and kind of give some suggestions for early teams, because everyone is going to have different heroes whenever they're starting out. And depending on that, you can synergize in different ways. As for the light bearers, the characters that I like a lot that synergize together would obviously be Temesia, Vala, Rowan, I like her kit, but I haven't got to play around with her because they don't have her in Hero Duel. So I haven't really got to play around with her, but like just reading her kit, she seems like she would work very well. She's basically the upgraded version of her right here, like the better archer version of her. Although she's also very good still. Between these guys right here, I like to run Corrin along with Lucius. Or I run Lucius along with Temesia, depending on the situation. You can switch out one of the two. she's just so much better because she causes disruption in the back row. It's like she's jumping back and forth and stuff like that. So she's just a great tank to have, just running around the field. It's kind of an awkward tank for a lot of the units and stuff to just target onto. So they're moving around, wasting time and stuff like that. So those would be the ones that I would say light bearer wise. She's also very good because she has the kind of crowd control with the knockback. But if there was another character, I think it's her actually. Let me just check it real quick so I can make sure. Yeah. So these two synergize well together because it's kind of like that combo. If you guys watch the Honor Duel video, it's kind of like the combo that I ran with Iran. I don't know why I said his name like that. Iran and Parissa. Those two kind of have a similar combo together where he uses like a whirlwind, like pulls them into a singular area, and then her ult is an AoE ult. It hits all of the enemies, and I believe where is it at? If the skill hits the targets multiple times within 2 seconds, the subsequent damage dealt targets is reduced by 20%. So she has like a buff that comes passive off of her ult if she's hitting multiple enemies and stuff like that with it. So they just synergize very well together. Kind of the same thing with the Graveborn team. They have a pretty cool synergy. He has a revive. He has, I would call it a revive because he can jump from tombstone to tombstone. And then you have him right here who can put his ultimate on someone and basically give them a free revive as well. So they all synergize very well together. If you read their kits and everything, there's some that go better. And I would advise you, depending on who your like main DPSs are, look at the tanks that you have available whenever it comes to like team building, supports and tanks that you have available, and see what extra buffs they're giving or extra like damage that they're giving out and stuff like that, because they do synergize with different characters throughout the roster. It's not like one size fits all. I would say yes, in the beginning stage of the game you can do that, but if you want to kind of min-max your teams, especially if you're free to play, then take a look at those characters and see which ones you can kind of mesh together. And if you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. I'd be more than happy to kind of explain what teams and stuff would work best with what you have available right now. If you haven't already, we do have a Discord. So again, another resource that you can join the Discord, send in your roster box. So that way I can kind of help you team build if you have any questions. This account right here is 100% free to play. We're kind of sitting around resonance level 75. Our equipment levels are 81, 83, 72, 76, 77, and 87. So we're at a decent point, I would say. As for like the summonings, I don't think we're guaranteed any S ranks probably in the next 2 days, I would say. So 55 more on that and 22 more on that. Not guaranteed anything, but we about to use this luck right here and single summon an S rank. Let's get it. If I don't get it, I'm ending the video. If y'all have any questions, hit me up. Oh my God. Yo, let's go. That's hilarious. Oh my God. All right, well, that was pretty cool. We got a bonus of her. Man, I love her as a tank. That's hilarious that we just pulled that right now. Just call your summons. That's all y'all got to do. You getting this bonus, girl. I've been using her as a secondary tank, and she was dookie dipes because she was so low tier. She was getting clapped. Straight clapped. It was embarrassing. But now she got a little bit of girth. She got a little bit of thickness back in her HP. She'll be good to go. Anyways, guys, I'm just messing around. If y'all have any questions about team building or anything like that, please let me know down in the comments. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button wherever it is. We do every other day basically content on AFK Journey. We will continue this account indefinitely, I would say. I'm really enjoying this game. Be looking for more content coming soon. And if you guys want to recommend anything, that topics or anything y'all are interested in that you have questions about, please let me know in the comments. I'd be more than happy to make videos based on you guys' opinion. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend or week whenever you're watching this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one.